Today we're going to be applying some knowledge about percents, but we're still going to be working off of our proportion. Again, slight difference on the proportion. So today you can look at the problems, 6 problems. 2 involve something called markup, 2 involve discount, and 2 involve tax. And the directions aren't to calculate the markup or the discount or the tax. It's to find the selling price of each item. That means we need to know what the cost of the item is. We need to know what we're adding or subtracting from that cost as a dollar amount. And then we actually need to do that addition or subtraction. The way we figure out the dollar amount of the markup, the discount, or the tax is with our proportion. Now I am going to adjust it ever so slightly. Instead of is, of, percent, and 100, I'm going to say that for markup, we're going to call it markup over cost, or dollars, is equal to percent over 100. Okay, and the nice thing is, markup is what's going to be missing. So let me show you what I mean by that. In number 25, I have a percent. It is 70. I have an amount of money. It's $259.95. What I don't have is the dollar amount of my markup. So setting up this proportion is not terribly different than anything we've done before. Percent's in the same place, 100's in the same place. It's just instead of having an of and an is, we have M for markup, or we will have D for discount, or T for tax, and the bottom will be a dollar amount, which will be given to us in the problem. Now our cross products are going to be a little less pleasant. So 100M, that's nice, but the other diagonal cross product will probably be less pleasant. So 259.95 times 70, using a calculator. That gets me 18196.5. Dividing by 100 gets me 181.965. Now that's what I truly get, but it's not what we're going to use. We're going to use 181.97 because it's money. Money can only have 2 decimal places, so we have to round the markup to 2 decimal places. So now for number 25, I know the cost of the markup. The question is, do you think that gets added to the cost of the jacket or subtracted from the cost of the jacket? And it's right in the name, markup, up. To find the selling price with a markup, we have to add the cost and the markup. So we have our cost of $259.95. We are adding our markup of $181.97. And even though I wrote that vertically like I'm going to do it, I'm using a calculator. 259.95 plus 181.97 gets me a selling price of $441.92. I invite you to pause and try 26. Setup is going to be my unknown markup over the price of the concert tickets, $199.50, equals the percent, 20 over 100. Cross multiplying will get me 100M equals 199.5 times 20 is 3,990. Dividing both sides by 100 gets me a markup of 39.90 perfectly. And that's 2 digits, so that's absolutely fine as a markup. Money is 2 decimal places. It's a markup, so we do need to take the original cost and add that on. So $199.50 plus 39.90 gets us 239.4. We do need to add on that extra zero. The selling price of these tickets is $239.40. For number 27 and 28, where we switch to discount, the only thing that's going to change, let me switch back over to purple, is that it's going to be discount over money equals percent over 100. So, we don't know the discount. We know the price of the sled is $49.99. We know the discount is 30%, and our bottom's always 100. When we cross multiply, we're going to get 100D equals $49.99 times 30 is 1,499.7. When we divide by 100, we're going to get D is equal to 14.997. That's 3 decimal places, and discount is money. It can't be 3 decimal places, so we round. What are we actually going to use? 15.00. The 7 tells us to bump up the 9, but when you bump 9 up, it becomes 10. You can't do that, so it becomes 0, and says bump whatever was in front of me, which is the first 9. But you can't bump up a 9, so it becomes 0 and then says bump what was before me, which is why the 4 becomes 5. So now we have our original price and we have a discount. Discount, as we know, is going to lower what we pay for the sled. So we have to take the original price and subtract our discount to get what we're going to pay, which is $34.99. Feel free to pause and try 28 on your own, and then come back once you have it done to see if you did it correctly. So we're going to have discount over 199.95 equals 30 over 100. Cross products will be 100D, and 199.95 times 30 is 5,998.5. Dividing by 100 will get me a discount of 59.985. Now that's 3 decimal places. We can't use it like that. So we're going to use 59.99. The 5 says bump the 8 up. We can bump 8 up. So we use 59.99. So what are we going to pay for the kitten? Well, they wanted $199.95, but they agreed to a discount of $59.99. So we're going to be subtracting that. So $199.95 minus $59.99 gets us our price of $139.96. For the last 2 problems today with tax, as you might expect, we swap out the D for discount or the M for markup, and we put in a T for tax. And now it's exactly the same as before. So I don't know tax. I know the price of the tickets, the cost, the dollars is $99.99. I know the percent of my tax is 1, and 100 in the bottom right as always. Cross products will be 100T and 99.99. Dividing by 100 will get me T being 0.9999. That's a 4-digit decimal and we can't use it. So the 3rd decimal spot is a 9, which says bump what is before me up. But that's a 9. So that then says, well, you can't bump me, so I'll be 0 and bump what came before me, which was another 9. So that first 9 now says, okay, I'll be 0 and bump what came before me. That was a 0. It gets bumped to a 1. We're going to use 1.00 as our tax. Tax is added on to the cost of something. So we're adding $1, and that means that we are paying $100.99 for these concert tickets. As always, pause and give 30 a shot on your own. Tax over 104.95 equals 3% over 100. Cross products will be 100t, and 104.95 times 3 is 314.85. Dividing by 100 gets me t having a value of 3.1485. Too many decimal places, so what are we going to use as our tax amount? $3.15 when rounded properly. So that means we finish off by taking the concert ticket price of $104.95, adding our tax of $3.15. We get 108.1. We have to put on our extra zero to have our final answer of $108.10.